So the red chair, I put the seating at an 8 because it doesn't completely isolate you when you're in a conversation with people. There's a bunch of couches and everything behind the photo which you really can't see, but you're completely engaged, and the seat, like the spot where the chair is at, is perfect where you can spin around and watch TV and talk with people. The kitchen's over here, so I put that at an 8. Comfort wise, it's at a 10 because it gives you really good back support, and you can slouch in it, you can sit up straight, you can lay in it. It's pretty comfortable. I put it at a 10. Environmental impact, I put it at a 7 because not too much of it would have affected the environment, but the only thing I thought could have hurt some part was the habitat, was because of the wood that's in it. Safety wise, I put it at a 10 because it's really soft. I don't see any injuries coming from it. The sustainability, I put it at a 10 because I've had this chair for like 10 years and it still looks in good shape. The social impact, not many houses that I've been to I've had this like chair, but I've seen a bunch of houses have like similar design with armrests, the big pillow in the back, and how far forward the legs would be to the ground. And the function of it is for to show that you're relaxed and you're not tensed up. It's supposed to be like a casual, you're in the conversation, but you can easily show that you're kind of being lazy because you can slouch of how big and cushiony the pillow is. The aesthetics, I mean, it's a really nice design. It fits the room, and it doesn't look like the colors are all over the place. The pattern's very similar. It doesn't look weird, and it matches with the canisters in the background that you can somewhat see. And there's a carpet on the ground that matches the chair too. The blue chair that's right here, I put the seating at an 8 because it's an outdoor chair, and with the design of the outside, like the armrest here, you can put your drinks up here, your arms up here, and it matches with the outdoorsy type. And the comfort, I put it at a 6 only because sometimes when it gets too hot outside, it gets really sticky sometimes, or just generates a lot of heat due to the color of the cushion. And I put the environmental impact at an 8 because this isn't wood. I forgot what it's called, but there's not too much of this chair that would affect the environment, but that's pretty good. The safety, I put in at an 8 because the only thing is that if there's a little kid, he might catch a corner here, or you might stub your toe right here, which would really hurt. And I put the sustainability at an 8 because it's Arizona. It gets up to 110 degrees outside and it still looks pretty good. It doesn't look too beaten down. And the social impact, I put it as 6 because I don't see a lot of houses have this similar design. But the only similarity is that I see a lot of outdoor chairs or couches have this armrest um, material. And the function, I put it at a 4 because just it's supposed to, like, you're allowed to sit outside, but I I would think it would be more like a pool thing. But in the background, there's like a little turf golf field, so it doesn't really match what it's really for because you're going up and down, up and down. I would think this would be like a pool chair where like you're up close to the water, and like like it would match with the pillow design and everything, and it wouldn't and the water wouldn't damage the armrest chair. And I put aesthetics at a 7, sorry, not a 7, at a 6 because um it's not it doesn't look as good as what I would think for the red chair, just because it just doesn't really match with the whole scenario that's beyond the picture for the chair. And I personally really do not like the armrest designs right here. And the cost of it, I put it at an 8 just because it was very reasonable. It's not that much. And to go back, the cost for the red chair, I put it at a 4 because the material for this chair is really expensive. And I don't really see the value of why it has to be so expensive just because of how much of an environmental impact it has on it. But yeah. So the curly chair right here, I put the seating at a 4 because it doesn't really match anything with the walls, the ground, the table. It doesn't really match with the other chairs too. The comfort, I put it at a 3 because this wood digs into your arm and there's no back support. And this is a very small back, so your like shoulder blades would be over and your head would be like leaning back, and it would give you good posture, but it would give you so much back pain with how little cushion right here there is. Environmental impact, I put it at a 9 because the wood, there's not too much wood. It's very thin. Unlike these other two chairs, there's a bunch of more wood compared to this, but it's it I don't see it damaging too many environmental things. The safety, I put it at a 6 because either a little kid can run into this or you can stub your toe, and it's very weak where you can, like, if you start tipping side to side you just fall over. I put the sustainability at a 7 because this chair, it's been around for 20 years, but it's had some work done with the paint and redoing the legs. The social impact, I put it at a 4 because I don't see many houses having this design. Function at a 5 because this chair is moved around room to room and a lot of things. I believe it's supposed to be like a dining room setup, but it's not really a dining room setup. The aesthetics, I put it at a 5 because it doesn't look modern. It looks more older. I just the curly arms things doesn't really go with the whole setup of the house and stuff like that. And the cost, it's pretty reasonable, but with how when it was bought before this material, it's really expensive. So I put it at a 6. And the white chair right here, I put the seating at a 7 because it matches with the walls, the carpet. It looks nicer. And the comfort's a 6 only because the cushion is a little bit more firmer than squishier. Environmental impact, I put it at a 5 because this is a lot of wood and this is wool. It's not a specific fabric material. It's there's some wool in it, so it's taken away some habitats and a lot of the sheep where they're being harvested for their coat. I put it as safety at a 7 just because of the wood. Little kids can catch their heads on it. They can stub your toe. It's pretty sturdy where it won't tip over if you lean back and forth. But the sustainability is a 10 because I've seen these chairs. My grandparents has had this chair for many years. It doesn't look too beaten down and it still looks very white and clean. There's no stains on it or dirt. Social impact, an 8 because a lot of the houses that I've been to back east have had these chairs for nicer looks and lighter houses. Um, function, I put it at a 7 because it's a room where you can talk and there's like no TV, but you're invested. It keeps your back up straight. You're not slouching, and you're invested in the conversation. You're not looking like you're slouching or stuff like that. The aesthetics, I put it at a 10 because it's a very beautiful chair. It matches everything, and it looks really nice. The cost is a 2 because it's a very expensive chair due to the wool and wood, stuff like that. And the office chair, I put the seating at a 9 because it matches. It's a terrible photo of where it's at, but it's really an office chair and it matches the office, which is perfect for that kind of chair. I put environmental impact at a 6 just because of what material is made here, and I put the safety at an 8 because The wheels don't, they're rubbery, but they wouldn't hurt your toes. And not really much wood where if a kid was running through, it wouldn't hurt them. And this fabric right here, it's like bouncy. So if a kid ran into it, it just bounces off. Sustainability is a 7 because I've already, the headrest has broken a few times, but it's easy to fix. But it's popped off a few times. Social impact a 9 because a lot of people use these chairs because it's better for the back support for lower, upper, and neck for working office people. The function of it is an 8 because it's perfect for working. It keeps you upright. You can lean back in your chair, but you're still keeping your head forward and looks like you're interested. Aesthetics is a 4 just because I don't like the design of it. Things that could look a little bit nicer. Cost is a 7 because it's very cost effective. Didn't cost that much. This green chair, it looks greenish. Just the photo and the lighting looks weird. The seating, I put it at 6 because it just doesn't really match the room in general. The comfort, I put it at 10 because I like the bigger back and the bigger lower front for your legs. It's really comfy chair. Environmental impact, put at 7 because not too much of it. Same thing as like the red chair. There's just the only wood parts, like the bottom part for the chair to rotate. Safety wise, 10 because of how soft it is. Sustainability is a 7 because I've had this chair for many years. It looks a little bit more beaten down because of the back and the front end, but it's still in good shape. I've had it for 6 years now. Social impacts is 7 because not, like I said, not as many, but very similar design as an armrest and bottom layer right here of the chair. The function of it, I put it as a 7 because same thing. It's supposed to be like a lounge chair, and you're in the room talking with others, but you can slouch in it, and people might think that you're trying to fall asleep, but you're really not. The aesthetics, I put it at a 5 because I don't really like the greenish look. It just looks ugly to me. And the cost of it's a 3 because it was very cost effective. Not cost effective. I mean, it's very expensive chair. It's very similar to the red chair. The lawn chair right here. The seating is a 5 because it is outdoors, but it doesn't really make sense. The comfort's a 2 because it doesn't really feel comfy. This digs into your elbows, your butt digs into your sides, dig into the other metal part. Environmental impact, I put it as a 6 because a lot of this metal and plastic is being produced into the air as it's made. Safety wise, 5 because over time you can easily fall through right here. Sustainability, same thing. It falls apart really easily. Social impact, a lot of people use this for outdoors. When you travel, go outside, watch the kids play baseball, football, outdoors things. And I put the function of it as a 9 because it's perfect for the job for outside doorsy stuff. Aesthetics of 6 because of the color. Doesn't really look like it would match greenish. I would think like red or green for outdoor. And then I put the cost at a 10 because it's perfect, very cheap. The kitchen chair, I put the seating at a 10 because it matches everything in the room. It blends into the room. The comfort's a 6 just because of the back. The diamond shape digs into your spine. It does not feel good. Environmental impact, I put it at a 10 because the wood, I wouldn't think it would destroy too many habitats, but this isn't walls, but it's a fabric that wouldn't really damage the air, or CO2 levels wouldn't change, stuff like that. Safety-wise, a 7, because sometimes if you rock back and forth, or if you tip backwards, which you shouldn't, you will fall over. Sustainability is a 4 because we've had to replace some of these, the front leg right here. I don't know why it keeps falling apart there. Social impacts a 6 because not many, but similar design, but not many have this chair. The function of it, I put it as a 5 because it would it would help. It's perfect for like when you eat. It keeps you keep yourself upright. You're not slouching. You're just not. You don't look disinterested, and you stay engaged. Aesthetics, I put it at a 7 because it matches the room, which is part of the reason why. And I like this lighter color for the seating cushion. And I put the cost at a 4 because it's a very expensive chair. The bench right here, I put the seating at an 8 because it matches with the park. The ground's brown, and it looks really nice in the area. But I put the comfort at a 1 because it just does not feel good when you sit down. There's no cushion, there's no nothing like that. The back support digs into your back, does not feel good. I put the environmental impact at a 10 because it's mainly metal, but it wouldn't produce any plastic or paint or stuff like that that would cause the CO2 levels to rise or drop. It would cause the CO2 levels to rise. The safety, I put it at a 5 because kids can easily run into it and easily injure themselves. Sustainability, I put it in an 8 because the color of this metal, um, it does have to be repainted, but it's pretty sturdy. It hasn't been broken or bent or cracked. The social impact, a lot of parks use this style. The function of it is pretty good. Um, it does its job for keeping and holding things and keeping people together to watch their kids play on the playground. You always have an eye on your kids, stuff like that. You can watch them at the basketball court, which really helps. The aesthetics is about a 4 just because of the brown color. The cost is at a 7 because it's very cost effective. And these two black chairs right here, its seating is at a 7 because it matches. It really looks nice with the color of this table right here. You sadly can't see, but the top of it is a little bit darker wood. I put the comfort at an 8 because it's leathery, but it's very, very comfy. And I put environmental impact at a 7 because some of the specific leather and wood that's in here wouldn't really damage any environmental impacts. The safety wise is at an 8 because it does have cushion. There's not a lot of wood or metal that could injure kids or adults. Sustainability is at a 7 because it's leather, and sometimes leather doesn't really hold together for years. Social impact, I put it as a 5 because not many houses have leather seats as much anymore. Function wise, is at a 5 it not because it doesn't really hold anything, and sometimes you put your feet up in the area where you're supposed to talk and engage in conversations, but you can easily fall asleep really quickly with how comfy the chair is. Hey, Aesthetics is put at a 7 because I really like the button, not button, but like um, circular in the backs to support your back. And the cost is at an 8 because it's very cost effective. It does not cost that much. Thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful day.